The Bulwark is the melee tank class of the group. So if you like to get in there and mix it up with melee weapons, this is going to be the perfect class for you. Their special is the Chapter Banner, which increases the armor rapidly of you and your teammates as long as they are in the area effect of the Chapter Banner. They also have a shield, the only class to get one. Extremely useful. You can block all light incoming attacks, and with the new update, the strong ranged attacks don't knock you back anymore. So it is an extremely powerful utility to have as the Bulwark. Let's get straight into the perks. This class is all about survivability and the ability to not get knocked back from heavy hits. So we will first go into the core perks. Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 5 seconds. One of the best ones there is. Scramble targeting. If you are surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 20% less damage from ranged attacks. And Steel Within. When your health is less than 50%, you take 25% less health damage. For your team perk, you're going to want to pick Effective Formation. All squad members take 20% less damage from Terminus level enemies. Moving over to the gear, we got Focus Strength. Shield Bash knocks back enemies back and makes them lose control for a longer period of time. Merciless Resolve. After a Shield Bash, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 5 seconds. The Shield Bash is a very good weapon for the Bulwark. You hold LB, you hit the attack button, and you will do a Shield Bash. It knocks back enemies. It gives you great opportunities for gunshots, regaining your armor. Always be using your Shield Bash because it synchronizes well with your perks. Next, Glory Shield. All squad members within the banner's area of effect take 10% less damage. And finish it up with your signature. If you have armor remaining, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. So from here, we will move over to the weapons. First, with the ranged options, it's very limited for the Bulwark, unfortunately, but they have the Plasma Pistol and the Bolt Pistol. You're going to want to level up the Plasma Pistol first. It is just an okay gun, but the charge shot on it is actually pretty powerful, and that's what you're mostly going to be using with this gun. As for the perks you're going to want to level up here, you're going to want Fast Venting, which weapons cool 15% faster. Rampage. After killing 10 enemies in rapid succession, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. Super Charge Shot. Damage from a charge shot increased by 10%. Great Might. Damage increases by 10% against Terminus enemies. Plasma Collector. Energy reserve of plasma weapons increases by 20%. Perpetual Velocity. Shot charges 20% faster. And Efficient Charge. Charge shots from plasma weapons use 2 less energy. We will move over to the melee choices. Now, personally, this was the first character that I leveled up, so I went with the Chainsaw Sword because I knew it was, you level one weapon up, it's universal, and you could use it through all your characters. But if I would suggest, if you are just sticking with the Bulwark, that you actually level up the Power Sword. I'm hearing great things about it. I have tried it. I'm only in Mastercrafted with it, but it is very good. As for the Chainsaw Sword, I go with the highest damage output, or the highest strength, 14. It is the Galathamor Crusade, the bottom one here. And as for the perks, we go straight across the top here. When you have full armor, melee damage increases by 10%. Enemies hit by Stomp deal 30% less damage for 4 seconds. Melee damage increases by 5%. Reverberating Impact. Stomp area of effect radius increases by 50%. Chaos Slayer. Melee damage against Chaos enemies increases by 10%. Hard Target. While performing a light combo, you take 15% less ranged damage. Trampling Stride. After performing a stomp, hold the attack button to perform an additional stomp. Now, I don't know if this is bugged, but I could not get that to work. Majoris Slayer. Melee damage against Majoris level enemies increases by 10%. And momentum gain. Each consecutive light attack increases light attack melee damage by 3%, up to 30% for 3 seconds. So that is the route I went with the Chainsaw Sword. Quick tips for this class. Anytime you see a loadout, you always go to it with this class. Even if you're going to pick the same loadout, you pick it, and it refills your life to 100%. As far as I'm aware, this is the only class in the game that does that. So make sure you hit up every loadout. Also, always be using your Shield Bash. It synchronizes so good with your perks, and it gives you lots of opportunities for gunshots and getting armor back and different things like that. And lastly, when you're sprinting with this character, you are automatically blocking, so you don't have to hold LB. As long as you're sprinting, you will block everything that is attacking you from the front, so you can just charge forward towards anything that's shooting at you, block their attacks until you get to them, and then start to attack. So my overall thoughts of the Bulwark class is, I don't think you can have an S tier group without a Bulwark in it. They are that important, from their chapter banner, giving everybody armor, from their survivability to their shield, just to the different type of gameplay that this class allows you to have, even different than the campaign itself, introducing the shield, giving you a whole different play style. Just a lot of fun, and I think everybody should at least check out this class. And anybody at all that enjoyed the melee side of this game will have an absolute blast playing the Bulwark class. And like I said, they are the #1 class I want in my group. Everybody, thanks a lot for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. Keep it checked in here. I am going to do more breakdowns just like this when I get my next class to 25. I'm debating on the sniper or the vanguard, so keep it locked in here. I will keep you updated also on Space Marine 2 news in general, patches and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for checking out the video, and most importantly, have a great day.
No going back, brothers. Rally point reached, Lord Akaran.
The Munitorum does not store explosives to Codex Astartes standards. Locate enough to demolish the bridge.
Menstrual status. Held the Tyranid infestation. Reloading magazine. still have supports to